Hello, and welcome to our Westminster Pond Center Design Proposal video presentation. This was designed by Karissa Lundie and Ferris, and we are in our third year at Fanshawe's Bachelor's of Interior Design degree program. The Westminster Pond Center is a sustainably focused community center for the community of London, Ontario and surrounding area. People in the community can come and learn how sustainability can be incorporated into their everyday lives through various training programs. The Wellington Pavilion, their main location, is to be reconfigured into a sustainable community center offering several services including space for events, education opportunities, and community involvement. This is located in one of London, Ontario's largest environmentally significant areas. There will be no smoking permitted throughout the entire site, and the construction pollution will be minimized through carefully selected materials such as raw lumber, sustainable materials, and reusing materials wherever possible, as well as low VOC paints for the interiors. LEED, which is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, has been incorporated throughout the entire site. This can be seen with bike storage and electric car charging stations to encourage environmentally friendly forms of transportation. There will also be filtration for water runoff, and the site will be preserved as there will be minimum disruption of the existing site and vegetation wherever possible. Additionally, the effects of heat islands are reduced by minimizing paving on site using permeable pavers which utilize vegetation to be used in parking lots.
The new site plan also has bioswales, which will help to filter wastewater from the driveways and parking lots prior to re-entering the natural water sources located adjacent to the property. An on-site cistern will collect rain and gray water from the buildings to be repurposed for landscaping. On-site gardens will provide food services such as the cafe with access to organic fruits and vegetables throughout the growing season. The use of native vegetation local to the Westminster Pond site will minimize the need for pesticide and chemical use and prevent invasive species from overtaking the natural environment. Lighting on site is to be provided by solar panels located on the parking lot structure and on existing structures. It is to be synced with the sunrise and sunset to ensure energy efficiency when in use. Low-flow plumbing fixtures are to be utilized through each of the renovated spaces to reduce the water consumption on site. Another LEED element that we have implemented is the use of LED fixtures throughout to minimize the amount of electrical usage. Along with this, we have introduced alternatives to electrical methods for heating and cooling, such as sun shading through strategic placement of vegetation, thermal barriers on the windows and inside the building envelope, and utilized cross ventilation to help reduce electrical consumption. Proper storage and collection of recyclable materials were considered in all of the renovated areas through designated recycling centers that have been placed throughout the space. The building life cycle of materials has also been considered. All materials selected are to be long-lasting, repurposed at the end of their use, or recycled. Recycling plans from companies such as Technion will ensure that at the end of the life cycle, as well as in the renovation, that furniture will be properly redesignated as required. The use of healthy building materials that do not use chemicals or harmful fire retardants have been selected. Indoor air quality will be maintained through regular testing.
The Wellington Pavilion will have a large featured tree in the center to set the tone of the learning environment. This tree will incorporate information about different tree species that are native to southwestern Ontario and the Pond Mills area. Additionally, there will be informative sections about the site's Indigenous and veteran history throughout the building. A cafe, equipment rental, and repair service will be available to the public, offering people various ways to utilize the space. With the back wall facing southwest, the Wellington will have excellent lighting with smart nanoglass that can adapt to different lighting levels, controlling the amount of light that enters the interior. And there will also be adequate insulation added through this wall with triple pane windows to reduce heat gain.
A cafe with outdoor seating has been provided for visitors of the Westminster Pond Centre to enjoy the scenery. Access from the cafe to the event space has been provided and will be utilized as a servery during events. The flexible plan for the retail space will accommodate various occupants and meet their needs for retail. The windows located within the retail space allow for the transmission of natural light into the corridor and the gallery space. We have also included touchdown meeting areas throughout. The gallery adjacent to the retail space will showcase work from local artists. We have also included an equipment rental and adjacent workshop area to provide the community with sports equipment such as bikes, cross-country skis, and snowshoes to encourage outdoor recreation at the Westminster Pond Centre. The equipment rental area will be outfitted with a large garage door and ramp to provide direct access for equipment rentals directly to the site and trails. 2 flexible meeting spaces will be utilized for staff as well as community endeavors when required so. The auditorium is the main learning space, which can accommodate about 40 people and can be utilized for larger groups when required. It features a custom retractable stadium seating area, and when pushed back, the space can be utilized for various events and learning opportunities. On the second floor, there is an open office area that is divided from the lounge area for office workers. The glass partitions provide acoustical privacy for those requiring to do office work. We have also included several different live-work areas throughout to accommodate workers' different needs and recognizing the various ways in which people can work through reading nooks and storage areas, desks, and lounge seating that are breakaway areas. Flexible open desking systems can allow for easy collaboration within the office area, while flexible partitions can also provide privacy for independent work. We have included a kitchenette for staff to be able to provide nutritious meals while in the work environment.
The Wellington Pavilion will have an event space, cafe, retail space, gallery, equipment rental, workshop, learning areas, and office spaces. This can be seen through our legend that we've provided on this slide and the numbers throughout the plans. Accessibility will be provided from parking to building entry and throughout the space, with pathways from the parking lot and wheelchair ramps for entry into the building. The large feature tree acts as an anchor in the entry space and reinforces Westminster Ponds and Reforest London's branding. Materials and finishes, as well as the large window, connect the interior space to nature and the external environment with biophilic design. The digital reception will help streamline traffic flow and reduce the need for a physical reception area. And the event space can also accommodate up to 100 people and is available for community use, possibility for weddings, any meetings or conferences, etc. The partition walls separate the event space from common areas to accommodate multiple events. So if there's multiple events that are happening, they can both be held in that space. There's also a commercial kitchen, which provides space for the catering, for if there's any food preparation needed for these events, and also helps with major food preparation for the cafe. There's direct access from the kitchen to the exterior, and that's helpful and beneficial for any deliveries. We've incorporated well building standards into the Wellington Pavilion, as this building was our main focus, through the Education Center, which provides opportunities to educate the community on wellness and wellness initiatives, as well as accessible and universal design throughout the built environment and site by means of egress, aisle widths, paths, and washrooms. For improved air quality, a new HVAC system with a HEPA filter will be installed to reduce the amount of impurities and provide clean air for the occupants. Water filtration systems will be found at each water source to be used in hand washing, drinking, and food preparation. There will also be water fountains located throughout each space to encourage proper hydration, and these water fountains will have refill stations so you can refill your own reusable water bottles to reduce the need for disposable single-use plastic water bottles. The cafe in the Wellington will provide nutritious food options that can be locally sourced, and considerations for dietary restrictions will be implemented in the daily menu. Interior lighting throughout the space helps support health and well-being by meeting the requirements of the circadian stimulus threshold, helping to restore internal biological rhythms.
We have addressed glare and heat gain within this structure through the use of window films to prevent solar rays from entering. We have tried to implement direct light throughout the space, but where it is not possible, we have included clear story windows, glass partitions, and side lights to allow for light transmission throughout. We encourage movement throughout the space by the arrangement of the floor plans, through the separation of washrooms, garbage disposal and recycling areas, food storage, and different work areas. We have ensured the physical comfort of occupants through the careful selection of ergonomic and flexible office furniture. This ensures that the furniture will meet the varying needs of the occupants. We also encourage exercise and outdoor activities through easily accessible outdoor areas with benches and different seating arrangements and access to the well-maintained trails at the Westminster Pond Centre. Inside the building, zoning controls have been provided in new spaces to ensure the thermal comfort of each individual. This also helps to minimize the electrical load within the building. Physical and visual connections with nature from inside the building provide calming and restorative mental health benefits. The structure also works with the community to ensure health is supported through health service initiatives and the maintenance of the building and lands. We have included carpeting and acoustical panels, as well as other flooring materials to help reduce sound transmission within the event space. Partition walls and demising walls also provide acoustical control when the center is open.
Here are some 3D rendered perspectives to show our vision for the interior of the Wellington Pavilion as well as the exterior cafe. The Perth Pavilion will provide a place for Indigenous individuals in the community to gather and heal through traditional ceremonies, medicine work, and reconnect with their cultural roots and nature. This space will feature a circular design to help connect the medicine wheel into their practices in the ceremony room. There will also be a large kitchen and storage area for drying and working with plants and herbs, and the ceremony room is to have large glass bifold doors that connect to a porch and the surrounding landscape by providing views to the forest and Saunders Pond beyond the trees. Accessibility will be provided from parking to building entry throughout the space, with pathways and the wheelchair ramps. Demising walls will be used throughout the space as well as glass partitions and an open floor plan to provide connectivity throughout the space. There will also be the circular flooring design in the ceremony room, which incorporates the medicine wheel or circle of life. And the movable partition walls will provide privacy, flexibility, and storage, as well as acoustic barriers, as they will be acoustic partition walls. The bifold doors provide connections to nature from the ceremony room out into the surrounding environmentally significant area, and there's a designated office space for staff of the facility as well.
The flex use room provides additional space for healing through meditation, yoga, and Reiki. We've included display cases throughout the Perth, along the corridors, and in the main activity area to allow the showcasing of traditional Indigenous artifacts, resources, and art. The large kitchen and storage space adjacent allows for the preparation of traditional medicines and drying space for medicinal plants and herbs. Storage and large work surface within the kitchen provides space to pass on traditional methods of artistry, food preparation, and other activities which support their cultural heritage. The lounge and resource space can also be used for communal gatherings and the sharing of resources and storytelling for the restoration and healing.
The large meeting space accommodates gatherings for various organizations, conferences, training, and education purposes. There will also be storage within the meeting room that provides flexibility within the space and meets needs for various occupants, including a media center for any video conferencing or presentations. And there will also be a refreshment bar, and this is right where the kitchenette attaches to the meeting room, so that way drinks and any foods can be brought in and kept in the refreshment bar to keep them nice and cool, or warm if they need a warming center throughout the meeting. There is also a collaborative space that has several seating options to facilitate various types of work, either individual or in groups, and this can be seen in room number 2 on the plan. There's glass partitions walls that allow for acoustical control and privacy throughout the space, and the entry storage units make use of the materials from demolition on site throughout repurposing the buildings. The Bruce Pavilion is home to Reforest London, as well as many office spaces, including the Thames Talbot Land Trust and London Environmental Land Network. This building is not only an office space, but also provides a public area for the community to come and learn more about Reforest London and activities such as their Million Tree Challenge. With a training space that opens out onto a porch with views of the forest and Saunders Pond beyond, people will be able to come here and train to become tree teachers through Reforest London and become more familiar with our diverse local flora and fauna. Areas in the Bruce Pavilion include the training room, collaborative office space, kitchenette, meeting room, and the entry/lounge.
The spacious kitchen contains 2 eating areas, as well as provides space for occupants to prepare and store food for meals and meetings. Clear-story windows above these eating areas allow for the transmission of natural light to the kitchen throughout the day. The adjacent meeting room makes use of the old boardroom table in the Bruce and has been reconfigured to fit the new space. The excess material will be repurposed in other areas. Storage and a small refrigerator in the meeting room act as a buffet for the meeting space. A large media screen and projector are to be included in the design for meetings. The openness of the reception area and lounge provides connectivity between the other spaces and eliminates the need to have a designated receptionist or staff member to be there to greet visitors. The adjacency of this seating area provides comfortable seating while waiting for meetings. We have also included side lights on the corridor to the existing office areas to provide natural light to the corridors.
And that's all for this presentation. Thank you so much for watching.